Hello, everyone, and thanks for listening to the Quality Hub, chatting with ISO experts. I am your host, Xavier Francis, and today I'm here with Nadine Wilbur, Customer Support Manager here at Core Business Solutions. So glad you could join us.
Thanks, X. I'm excited to be here.
We are so glad to have you with us. On this week's podcast, we're going to be discussing customer service best practices. But before we begin, let's just hear a little bit more about Nadine and her journey and experience. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Nadine?
Sure. So my family moved around a bit, which gave me the opportunity to work in various work environments, in various roles, and in various states. The one thing that was constant wherever I was in all of my jobs is that I was an advocate for our customers. Whatever my job was, it would evolve into some form of customer support or some form of me training others in customer support. It's really my passion.
That's great. So how long have you been here at Core?
Just about 9.5 years.
Wow, 9.5 years. So
I love it.
You came in about 3.5 years prior to me, so that's great. Well, thanks so much for being here. And
Sure.
let's get started. How important is it for businesses to understand their customers' needs and expectations when it comes to delivering exceptional service?
It's super important to understand customers' needs and expectations for different reasons. It's not just the deliverables, although they set the expectation, but it's ensuring that the deliverables that we're offering are actually what the customer needs. Knowing their needs helps us better understand their focus and how we can help them achieve what they need to achieve.
So it's really paramount to get to know your customers then.
Yes. Many times we have customers asking for something that really isn't conveying what they actually want to ask, or more specifically, isn't going to bring them what they need. Yes.
Okay.
Because we have a relationship with our customers, we understand their needs. And because we know our product very well, we know how we can help. But sometimes to actually help, we kind of have to look beyond their question to be able to show them what they didn't even know they needed.
So sort of reading between the lines, divining what they might need, what they're really asking, what they're really trying to accomplish, something like that.
Yes, absolutely. With building that relationship with customers without understanding what they want to achieve, you're not always able to guide them efficiently.
That makes sense.
And we also listen to our customers' feedback and suggestions, because something they need could be a benefit for other customers as well. And maybe it's just something we didn't think about until somebody mentioned it to us.
That certainly is forward thinking. I mean, when you're dealing with stuff, if it hits one person, it might hit another, especially in their needs. We're dealing with service. We're dealing with software. We're dealing with training.
That's right.
We're dealing with standards that change. People need to be audited to them. So listening to that and thinking, okay, how might this affect other people? Really, really important.
Exactly.
Now, what role does ongoing training and development play into ensuring consistent and high-quality customer service experiences?
Well, training is obviously super important, not just to understand the standards. I mean, that's obviously something that we work with, but also to understand what Core can offer customers, as well as how our customers can implement different practices to protect themselves from the dangers of being hacked. We all have to be so careful with that.
We really do. We really do. And we do provide a broad amount of training here at our customers at Core. Are you dealing primarily with the software, or do you deal with a variety of things? A
variety of things.
Okay.
We have, of course, the Core software. There's the training for that. So we have live training that we offer for all of our customers. We provide the basic cybersecurity training for all of our customers, in addition to that Core training and the training for the standards. So we have videos in a Core Learning Center for the standards. We have the live training. And if a customer isn't aware of Core's capabilities, we may miss an opportunity to help them easily maintain certification. So part of our customer service is offering live training to any customer that wants it as often as they need it at no additional charge. And that helps us better understand our customers' needs and build on that relationship we're talking about.
Right, because if we have something that's being asked frequently, instead of you guys always doing it one-on-one, which we're not necessarily against, but if we find that there's a commonality there, we can do actual training for it. And help them from that perspective.
For sure.
And we do make ourselves available as much as possible. That's one reason you're here.
That's right. That's right. I love it. But in addition to that live training and the Core Learning Center courses, we also offer guides for many of the course functions and for auto forms. So we have users that learn differently, right? Everyone learns differently. That live training is great for some people. Some people, like me, they may want that auto form guide to try to do it on their own first. They're going to go into Core and they're going to try it themselves, and then they're going to contact us if they break it or if they think they break it. So we want to be available for all types of users and how they learn.
I know for me in a previous life, I taught guitar for 16 years. And that was one thing that I had to have a handful of ways to teach something, and using analogies, using examples. So people do learn completely different.
It's so true.
And having different ways to be able to approach it really does make a difference.
It's important and it's helpful. And we also have something called Course-Side Chat. And that's something that features many of our course functionalities as well as different auto forms. So it helps the customer be more aware of all that Core can do. So we understand the importance of training to keep the customer engaged in Core so they can get the most out of their subscription with us.
Yep. And those are available on in the Learning Center, I believe.
They're in Core, actually.
They're in Core. They're in Core now?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the resource library, we have an
Resource
amazing
library.
tool. Yeah, that resource library has all of those Course-Side Chats.
And we've done 2 seasons. We've done one earlier last year and at the end of last year,
We
2023.
did a fall edition was the last one we did.
That's right. And you were in that.
I was in there. I was there.
Yes, you were. Well, these are all great points. Next question is, how can businesses effectively leverage technology to enhance their customer service, but without losing that all-important human touch?
I'm the first to say that I don't know how anybody got anything done before email and the internet. Let's face it. How did they get stuff done in a day? I'd be lost without it. I think we all would.
Yeah.
And we absolutely need to stay current with trends to ensure competitiveness in our field. However, that being said, I am a huge advocate for the human touch.
Yes.
Those relationships that you cultivate bring that trust, which is paramount for retaining your customers. Our customers know that Core can help them easily achieve and maintain certification. We have many ways to do it. We have automated notifications to remind them it's time to calibrate a tool or preventive maintenance for one of their assets or something. They understand we have reports, we have charts and graphs and dashboards that help them gather information for metrics to see their trends.
Yep.
But they also know they can call us, email us, live chat with us with whatever they're struggling with, and we're going to be there to talk them through it.
That's right. I know that our chat is only available when a live person's there. It's not a bot.
That's right. It's not. And it's amazing. You don't have to drill down through a menu. You're going to put in your name and email address once. The system's going to remember that. And then you'll be talking to one of our people, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. It's always a live person.
Yep. That's great.
That's amazing. That's true. We all need to remember that technology is great. It's great. And we definitely need it to accomplish all that we need in a day. But there's nothing that compares to that peace of mind of knowing that if the technology hiccups or if it's too confusing, there's someone you can trust to call and get the answers and the guidance you need.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I know that when we recently had Scott on here and he was talking about Core, and he mentioned that we really want to keep that personal touch and that personal connection and not just use bots like I mentioned.
Absolutely.
Really keep that within our customers so they know that there's that support. And there's nothing more frustrating than you can't figure something out or you're having some trouble and then you got to go through a chat bot that asks 10 other questions that are completely unrelated just so it can drill down to get you. And then it's finally like, well, I'm going to have to get you with somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly, you need someone to help.
Yeah.
You've said customer service 15 times.
Yep.
So let's finally get you to that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, so frustrating.
Exactly.
So frustrating.
Well, what do you find are some key strategies or techniques for handling challenging customer interactions or complaints? I know that we try to get it before it gets to that level.
Yes, we do.
But it still
always
happens.
going to be that. It does. It does. It's unavoidable. And the most important thing to remember when dealing with challenging customers is that you must remain calm.
That's easier said than done.
I know. It's not always that easy.
Yep.
But they often need to vent about whatever's causing their pain. And that's what customer service is all about. We're here to listen. So you must listen patiently and not take it to heart or get frustrated or angry. That can be difficult when dealing with a particularly grumpy person.
Yep.
But they're only going to get more grumpy if you're giving back what you're getting from them.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
But you must also keep control of the situation. You can't just let them run away and bully you or just rant with no end or point to it. It's a delicate balance. It's very important. It's very important to listen to what they need, what they're saying, of course, yes, but mostly what they need. You can't effectively bring a resolution to their issue if you don't know what they actually need.
Right.
So if you can remain calm enough to listen and get them to understand that you want to help, that you're on their side, it usually helps calm them down.
Okay.
They really just want to know that you care, that they're upset, and that you want to help.
I can certainly see that as a challenge and to figure out what somebody needs when they're really not happy, frustrated, angry, and they might not even be able to explain it well.
That's right.
So
that's right.
But I guess if you can see get them to see that you're on their side.
Yes.
That can make a world of difference.
Yes, it really does.
I know we're laughing, but it's like we've all been there. And I've been on that side of the conversation too. Like, are you serious? Why can't this happen? There's times I haven't got resolution, and it's so frustrating.
We don't
really
want
is.
that. I mean, it seems so logical when you're on the phone and saying, this is what I need. It's so logical. How could all this happen? I'm so frustrated because it never came about. But maybe you just weren't asking correctly. And you never know. And when you understand our customers, when we have that relationship, we're like, we know what you need. It's okay. You can vent, and then we're just going to get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
Super important.
Exactly. Now, looking at this a little bit more from an ISO standpoint now, because, we're all about that.
Of course, we are.
What metrics or key performance indicators, KPIs, should a business track to gauge their success of their customer service efforts?
Yes. Customer service KPIs can be a challenge, right? So
yeah, that's why I asked the question.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, X. Thank you. You're making me think, and that's okay. So when you're customer-led, you don't know what's coming in. You don't know what calls you're going to get. You don't know what live chats you're going to get or tickets. So how do you measure, right? There's that one obvious response time, right? That's the obvious thing we can always measure. Let's respond within 2 business hours or whatever works for your team. Absolutely.
Right.
Now, responding doesn't necessarily mean resolution.
Right.
You're not necessarily resolving within those 2 hours because you may need help from somebody else, another department. But a ticket should at least get you to respond to a customer saying, we have received your ticket. We hear you. We're working on it. Or maybe we need more information, whatever that is.
So not leaving them in a void wondering, have they gotten my request? Does anybody know what's going on? And I it's funny because I'm actually in the middle of something right now. I have a piece of equipment I bought that's not working. And I sent it on Thursday, and I've only gotten we got your response, 20 seconds later, which I know it's an automated bot. So that, I understand people are busy, but that can be, that can be frustrating. At least I know they got their request, but anybody looking at it?
We don't leave it at the automated response. We do have an automated response for our tickets, but the team also will respond themselves and say, hey, we got this. Especially if they need more information. You want to make sure, hey, if we want to help you, just give me a little bit more information, or just to let them know we're working on it and we have it.
Right.
So metrics can guide you in something that you may want your customers to engage in. So we're talking about KPIs. Let's talk about metrics, because it's not just what is happening, especially in customer support. Again, we don't know what we're getting in.
Right.
So let's look at something else. So for example, let's track how many customers are asking us about implementing a specific feature on their account, right? Maybe we're not close to the number we want. Is there something we can do to maybe get 2 more customers a month asking that, right? It's something that we would like them to be engaged in. And metrics can also help you see certain trends and issues. So how many complaints are we getting about reports?
Okay.
Let's just use that as an example. Do we need to do something to make them easier for customers to use? So I know you mentioned it before. If we're getting multiple questions from multiple customers about the same thing, then we would likely need to do something to take that pain away, make it easier for them to use or understand. So metrics can give guidance. You need to decide what you'd like to accomplish for your team and for your customers with your metrics.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. You sort of let the customer guide you to what you may need to measure.
Right. Exactly.
So that's really a neat way of looking at it. So, but you really have to be in communication with your team.
Yes,
absolutely. Or have a way that you guys track it to know, okay, put this one under reports, put this one under auto forms, put this one under, that way you can figure out, looking at those metrics, where there might be needs.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that's awesome. So what trends or innovations do you foresee shaping the future of customer service? I know we sort of talked about bots a little bit, but how can also a business prepare for these changes?
So that obvious trend I see continuing is customers wanting more personalized service as we get more of those automated menus and the bots, right? They take over the calls and live chat. And I truly believe that customer loyalty starts with great customer service. And that's not just the customer service department.
Okay.
That's every group or department a customer comes into contact with.
So absolutely, from sales to deliverables, all the way down the line of customer service.
And I believe that businesses should train and brainstorm on what defines a great customer experience. It starts with the first person they interact with in your company. And each person in their role in your company must be invested in giving all customers and potential customers that experience that makes them want to keep supporting your company.
Okay.
Yep. And of course, I also think as times get tough, money is an issue.
Yeah.
But I firmly believe that price isn't always the defining factor. It's big,
Yeah.
especially as money gets tighter. But as that happens, customers are actually more careful about where they invest their money, right? They want to get the most out of their investments. And if your customer service is subpar, they won't be confident that they're getting their money's worth, and they aren't going to have the trust they need to continue the relationship.
That's so true. I know there's times when I'm, looking for something here in the studio and it's like, okay, I know this company and I know this company, and this company is a little cheaper, but this company I've worked with before, or, you'll do reviews. And a lot of times, we all use Amazon, if we're looking for something that's a specific item, and it's like, okay, customer service was great. I had a little bit of issue. So if you have something that's like, okay, there might be some technical issues, but they're really on top of taking care of it, that might be the breaking point where you say, okay, I'm going to go with something a little more expensive because I know I'm going to get taken care of.
It's so true. I look at reviews more than price sometimes, just because it does. If it's cheaper and it's going to break on me and the reviews are horrible, then I'm going to have nowhere to go when that doesn't work for me.
Yep.
So the reviews are huge. I agree. So that's the big thing of it. Big part of it.
Yeah. Well, these have been some awesome points today, Nadine, and I really appreciate them. Do you have any last thoughts, doesn't matter what it is, on customer service that you wish to share?
I do. I think a good practice is just to think about what customer experience you would want to have, right? So what makes you think that was great support that I just received from that? Man, I hope they answer again if I need more help. We should be giving our customers the same support and that same experience that we would want to have.
Yeah. That's a really good way to look at it. Really good way to look at it. And that makes it personal too.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You're making that investment. KPIs, metrics, those are great to gauge.
Yes.
But what you do with them, and then how you tailor the service to be what you'd want from them.
Exactly.
And really being honest. And I know that you are honest, and you are one that really, like you said, your whole life has been about customer service, and it's always come back to that. We know that you take a lot of time and effort to make that good for our customers and also your team in doing that. We really do appreciate that.
Amazing. Thank you.
This has been really great, and it's been wonderful to share with you today.
It has been wonderful. Thanks for giving me the opportunity, X.
Absolutely. And we want to thank everyone who's listened to our podcast today. We hope it's been informative for you. And if you're looking for more information about Core Business Solutions, how we can help you with ISO certification or cybersecurity, or even customized training, please email us at info@thecoresolution.com. You can also visit our website at www.thecoresolution.com. If you haven't followed us already on your favorite podcast platform or YouTube, be sure to do so. That way you won't miss the next Quality Hub podcast when it's released next week. Have a great day, everyone.